At this moment, I want you to put your hand on your head. May Nigeria never happen to you. Put your hand again on your head. May Nigeria never happen to you. May Ember month never happen to you. Hi, my name is Nadine Kwanta, and if you're seeing my face for the first time, please like, share, subscribe to my channel for relatable content like this. I'm a motherhood and lifestyle content, and today we're going to divulge into the lifestyle, which one thing is grief. It literally irks me whenever I see people make fun of someone that put up a camera like this and is crying. Sometimes you just need to understand that you are not that person. This is not you, it's not your phone. It's okay if you had home training to not say anything when you do not have anything nice to say. But unfortunately, social media has opened the floodgates of heaven that anyone can air their views, just say what comes to their mind in the name of content, and using words in a world where just use words, you do not have the effects of words. Even when the Bible has told us over and over again, there's power in tongue, you have life and death in your tongue, we just use them. Today we're going to be talking about grief. I'm going to be talking about grief, how grief affects us, how grief can look like, and just to validate the feeling that it's okay to grieve a little longer. It's okay to grieve your own definition of grieving. What it looks like for you losing a loved one. Some years ago, I learned what it meant, what the word permanent meant. It's a word, I have used it, I have heard it, I've been around it, but grief made me understand the meaning of permanent. Something you cannot go back to. May you not have an experience before you learn. May you not have to go through something before you educate yourself. I'm here to educate you so that you don't have to sit in that shoe and then have to say sorry. You know, one thing that pisses me off, we all love the hero story. We all love the before and after. But we do not want to go through the process. We do not want to validate the process of which the before became the after. You like seeing the reels where they say, where it moves from maybe like a sickness, or the person gets healed, or a death on the person, a divorce on the person blew up. But we do not want to go through the process, or the world will literally tell you how to go through the process. Why? There's a reason why there's a process before you get there. And I feel like a lot of grief would have been accelerated if it was validated. If it was just validated, it would make the process quicker, easier, and simpler. You lose a loved one and the world has to tell you how you want to go through that. When people post themselves and they're crying, they might just want to be able to relieve that moment. The same way you look at all those reels and all those stories of before and after, it's inspiring, right? You're applauding. But if the person had posted it when there was no after, the world would have told them to suck it up. Oh, they want attention. How do you post and then you start crying? How do you put a camera and then you start crying, then you now have to edit it and then you post it? You do not have to understand the process. Even if you understand the process, that person is not you. You are different. If you went through the same thing and you did things differently, it's still not you. That's not your place. If you lose someone, that's an experience that no one else will go through it with you. I'm seated here because it's the festive season, and some years ago we're preparing for Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time in the whole wide world, and all of a sudden the devil struck and tried to steal our family's joy. At this moment, I want you to put your hand on your head. May Nigeria never happen to you. If you're not watching this from Nigeria, Nigeria is where I'm from, and Nigeria has a big, long history of insecurity. And unfortunately, put your hand again on your head. May Nigeria never happen to you. May Ember months never happen to you. May you see the end of this year, may the end of this year not see your end. Because we were discussing December plans, making festivity arrangements, and my brother was just traveling for a wedding. He was going from Nigeria to Cameroon for a wedding, and then he just never came back. I spoke to him 6 hours before then, and all of a sudden, we were looking for him. Like 48 hours after, we were like looking for him. And sincerely, for some reason, it's Nigeria has kidnappers, it has killers, it has everything, like every other place. But may the insecurity, you might be seeing things online, and because it has not happened to you, you feel it's a film, it's something you just watch online. But until it knocks in your door, it happens to you, you understand where that things are actually happening. Those news you read, 16 people killed, 3 people killed, those are not just words being written out, those are people's brothers, husbands, families being affected. And I lost my brother through the insecurities of Nigeria. The worst part about it is that till today, nothing has been done about it and things are still happening. And I still think, if you ask me, the perpetrators of those things are still out there doing the same thing to other people. But at the end of the day, is it okay? No. Are they still out there? I hope not, because nothing was done. I've not heard till now that something has been done. Like, I'm just going to continue his story. He was traveling. What actually the roundup of it is that they said he was traveling because he happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. So he was going through. He was going to go. He was traveling through a boat, and the ship and the water was very rough. If you're traveling through a ship and they tell you water is very rough, they're gonna stop and wait for the waves to come down. So when they stopped, he was tired. He slept off on the ship. Other people came down from the ship, and then he stayed back on the ship. And unfortunately, these pirates came along and strung the ship away with him on board. So from there, we do not know what happened, what transpired. All we know is that we were thinking they were kidnappers, and then like they're gonna ask for ransom. So we're waiting 24 hours, 48 hours. Fortunately for us, he didn't travel alone, so there was someone to actually recount what had happened to that point. So we're waiting and waiting, and when nothing came up, then my family took actions, which led us to today finding him already deceased, unfortunately. Okay, I have made this video so many times in so many different ways. There is no perfect way to cope with grief. And now I think I understand what it means or why they lay people in state. I understand why there's something like laying in state, because I think part of my brain has not had the word is closure. I kind of still text his WhatsApp. I think inside me, I feel like if I go back, I'm going to see him, simply because I did not get to see his lifeless body. So I understand what it means to lay somebody's state. I think that process of the burial process helps you actualize that this person is no longer seeing the person's lifeless body. But because of the way he died and how long he was out there, I didn't get to see his body. I was not allowed to see his body or his corpse. And that for me is still a process I'm going through. And I'm also just validating that if you are going through that and you're still not, I have this right here, pinch marks from internalizing what just happened. Like, it's actually happened, it's real, it's happening, it's real, over and over again. It's real, it's happening, it's real. Grief is a process. It's amazing how people expect that because you lose a loved one, you should automatically just be okay after the burial. Everybody just move on with their lives. Like, There's even a part of the process that when they stopped calling his name, which is George, they started referring to it like the corpse is going to move from so and so to so. I will never forget that moment of you stop being your name and you become simply something that moving. How do you get to tell somebody how to deal with that? How do you literally want to tell another human being how they should go through that process? That's not right. That's not your place to go through that. And if you're going through that, please, if you're doing something like that, or you see your friends post or your contacts post, like she's always posting her brother, she's always posting her mother, she's always posting her father. When I lost my father, I didn't do this one. Oh, this thing is too much. She's seeking attention. Please stop. You literally cannot wear another person's shoe. Even if you buy the same shoe, the same size, it's not your shoe to wear. Allow the person grieve. Grief comes in different forms. People cry and they're okay. Some people don't cry and they're not okay. People have, you are okay today and tomorrow you're not okay. And the next 3 weeks you're okay. For me, each time I drive by a cemetery, each time I hear a song that I feel like a latest song, because he was that kind of person, I'll be like, if he was here, he would have listened to this song. And it hits me again that this is actually real. You can be okay today and you'll not be okay tomorrow. Some people go through depression, anxiety, eating disorder, thanks to grief. I'm here to educate the fact that grief is not a one-stop shop. There's no way to go around it. It's a process. And that person, you will never be the same again. You lost that person permanently. Before I could sit down here and actually make this video, I know how many times I've gone through the emotions over and over and over again, trying to articulate my words, trying to make the video as clean as possible, to make sure that it's not only you, for you to feel heard, for you to feel valid. If you lost a friend, if you lost a classmate, if you lost someone just close to you, I'm just here to tell you that it's okay. And if you find this video relatable to you, please send this to a loved one that is struggling, someone you feel that maybe has confided in you that did not understand why this thing keeps happening to them, for them to understand that grief is a process. Grief is something that you cannot control how you're gonna react, because you literally do not even know how you're gonna react. You literally do not know how you're gonna react until it happens to you. You might have a perfectly planned reaction to things. Maybe you've watched them, but if this video resonates to you, my name is once more Nadine Quanta. I don't think this is a video I want to smile about, because people that make fun of people online for the simple fact that they're going through something that is hard, it's not pleasurable, it's not laughable. There's nothing to like about the comment. There's something else I want to put up that people do, that after someone dies, their followers increases. I don't understand. When you're going to follow that person's account, when you click on follow, what goes through your mind? Like, what are you thinking? Let me understand. You're being inspired to follow that person after they died. Those are the kind of things that do not, but I don't judge at the end of the day. But the person that you know that's going through that, you tell them to suck it up. I will conclude this video by saying that, how do you show up for others? Because I cannot be saying a problem without saying the solution. But for me, what helped me through the process of the grieving was that I was not only losing, I didn't just lose my brother. My husband lost his friend. So I had a partner that I was going through that process with. I met my husband through that, my brother. So he lost his friend, I lost my brother. We're able to support each other. So if you're able to connect, if you want to connect with me, you're going through something, I'm going to leave my email right here. You want to send an email, that's fine. You just feel like you needed to be heard or to share something you're going through, that's fine. If it resonates with you, speak it up. Talk to someone. Send an email to yourself. You don't want to say, and you don't want to talk to a physical person. Get professional help. Go into therapy if you have the money. That is going to help. Share it with your partner. That's going to help. Another thing that helped me was really like telling myself that it's okay. There's no time frame. There's no rush to be okay. My family is not a super close, needed family. We all went through the same thing, but are reacting to it very differently. We are reacting to the loss that we had very differently. For some people, they're going to come together and do some remembrance and all that. If you want to do that and feel it's going to make you feel better, that's fine. If you want to indulge into the person's pictures and stuff like that, you can give yourself a time frame. Like for me, I kind of gave myself that if anything outside the shower during that process, if I get in the shower, I can cry all I want while I take my bath. As soon as I'm done with the shower, it's over. I think mentally that helps me to put a start and a stop so that it does not mess my mood throughout the day and having to still be a mother and a wife and then set the tone of the house too. That's something else that helps me. And a day is just a day until you put a name to it. I refused consciously to put a month and a year to when he passed so that it's not, oh no, it's November again and then I need to be sad. A day is just a day until you put a name to it. So I consciously wiped that away. I think my brain kind of protected me towards that. I just know that it was Christmas season because of how much memories I have around Christmas. Yeah, so I write those thoughts out, and you kind of think about all the things that that person would have done if they were here and all that. It's okay to indulge in all those things, and also put a start and a stop time for yourself, and know that you can continue. You can always continue. It's a lifetime. You have been changed forever. You have lost a loved one forever, permanently. So it's a process. Once again, for you to go through it, it may be the loss of your child, which is a big one. It may be a loss of maybe your niece or your nephew, because that's another loss no one talks about. When you literally lose, when your sister, your brother loses a child, you lost your nephew or your niece, and it hurts too. So if you're going through something like that, it's okay. All of it is grief. No one is bigger than others. Maybe because maybe it's not your child, or it's your junior brother or your elder brother. No, grief is grief, and it's okay to not be okay until you feel like you're okay. And if you're someone that went through grief and you're okay too, kudos to you. You can also share some things that helped you. You can also share some threats that you have, things you did, you indulged in that will help you. So if this content of this video resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, and return here to this video. Return here to this channel for more relatable content. And if you see my face for the first time, please stick around and let me know what other content you would like to see on this channel. I think something else I wanted to talk about that I don't forget. Don't go to someone that is grieving and say, for me, a triggering phrase was saying he's in a better place. How do you know? Have you been there? Have you been to the afterlife that I don't know? How do you think? It was so triggering for me because I was like, do you think God will really take him that, okay, yes, that he's not supposed to be here? Like the time he died was literally his prime. Like it's almost like he sorted himself out, and then there was a clear path of which we had to follow, and the devil struck. And then you come telling me he's in a better place. Excuse you. So please, for me, don't say things like that. Don't say God knows best. I have people that are going through grief right now. I'm very bad in consoling people. I would rather just sit with you and cry with you. So if you do not even know what to say, just ask me what I need. And if you're one person that goes to a funeral home, or you go to someone to go and console someone and expect to eat, and go empty handed and then you expect to eat, please, who trained you? Because I want to believe that your parents tried their best. Maybe you are the one that did not pick the lessons out of it. So please, if you're going for a condolence visit, take something with you for the person. Either it's food, fresh fruits. You don't have to cook. You can take fresh fruits. You can take snacks. Just take something with you. That's courtesy. And when you get there and you feel like you don't have anything to say, just keep quiet. Your presence, the person has seen you. You came around and they felt you don't need to say much. You can just be there. If you do not have the words, or you ask the person, what do you need today? Just be there. Your presence is all that matters. Thank you and have a blessed day.